we're back. Mr. Conniff, your hair seems to be growing into a very sexy wave. What's going on? Do you want to tell us about that?
I I have the fastest growing hair in show business, and it grows very quickly. And because of the pandemic, I haven't gotten it cut in a long time.
You're bringing sexy back.
Growing and growing.
I like it. A lot of guys would kill not only for a full head of hair like that, but also for that wave that you're going. And you know, you're not putting any min wax in it. You know, there's a lot of those guys on Staten Island, Frank, where they just overboard on the very natural, organic looking hair dyes that look like the inside of a car upholstery or your the seat that you're leaning on. But yeah, I like that you're going.
Well, I haven't. I'll have to go to Staten Island and check out hairdos out there, because I'm not familiar with the Staten Island look.
No, please don't, Frank. I want you to stay golden, pony boy. We don't want to ruin that. I don't know if you know. I mean, I did tell you, but I'm just trying to say this so it's candid. I got a COVID test, by the way, and I'm COVID free. And it feels good.
Oh, congratulations.
Thank you.
That's great.
I feel really good.
How long did it take you to get?
Okay.
How long did it take you to get your results?
Actually, it was phenomenal. I got my results within 2 days, if you can believe that. 2 days. It was just so fast. And the test, I wish I could say the test wasn't painful. For me, it was. There was this woman that shoved this big Q-tip up my nose. I think you've had it done. And then I was bleeding profusely for 1 hour, but I implore people to get tested. I do. I just had a negative experience because I got it done here just a few miles away, again on Staten Island. So who knows if I was getting the most gingerly and gentle nurses. Who knows? But so Frank, what have you been?
That's the first time anyone from Staten Island has passed a test. So,
so true.
I kid. I love the Staten Islanders.
I do too. I do. We have to say that because, you know, I still live here, Frank, you know. Actually, it's not so bad. I must say that I live right across the street from a forest, which I never enter for very
nice.
But it's beautiful. And there's a lot of birds now that I'm sort of like here and remote. There's like the most incredibly beautiful birds on Staten Island too, which is like who would think the bird sanctuary that Staten Island would be a bird sanctuary, but they're like cardinals and blue jays. I've really gotten into bird watching, which is, I don't know what that is. I don't know what to make of the bird watching, but I'm even investing in binoculars so I can really get a good gander. That's how severe. Yeah. So are you doing?
Sounds great.
So what have you been doing to pass the time, Mr. Conniff?
Staring off into space in a state of terror.
Which,
you know, I mean, I go for walks. But I have just kind of a daily routine. It just is the same thing every day, you know. It's a little, you know.
Right. You need a routine.
It's a little, yeah.
I feel like it's Groundhog Day, so you need to switch shit up, you know, when you're here, right?
Yeah. But my life is like the same thing, day in and day out. The thing about me is I'm much better when the nighttime comes. I become more peaceful, and I become more serene. The daytimes are tougher for me than the nighttime.
Right. The daytimes, for me, I think daytime is also tougher because, you know, I don't really know what to do with myself, except when we're doing this. I also stare at the walls with terror, or a bird. I stare at a bird with terror, which is very terrifying for the birds.
Right.
So I need to stop doing that. All right. So,
but in my neighborhood, In my neighborhood, the birds are like, "What the fuck are you looking at?" So I can't bird watch.
I know, we can't bird. We have some pigeons that are moving in, and they're like, "What the fuck are you looking at? What are you looking at?" So right next door, we've got pigeons coming in. This is just crazy. I want to come to the city to visit you. I haven't been to the city, but what infuriates me the most is when I see people not wearing a mask when I'm in the city. I can't stand it. But when yeah. Do you think that most people are wearing their masks in the city? Their masks in the city?
When I in my neighborhood, most people do wear masks. But when I go to Central Park, though, like I'll see a lot of people not wearing masks.
I don't like it.
I think because the Central Park is so big, people feel like they can get away with not wearing a mask. I've gotten to the point now, and I hate wearing them. I hate wearing them.
I do too, but fucking wear your mask.
But I've gotten to the point now where I'm just used to it. And that's what my advice to everyone is: just leave the mask on, and eventually you'll forget about it. And you'll just, like the other day I went to Gristedes, not to brag, but afterwards I couldn't even remember if I wore a mask or not, but I know that I did, but I couldn't remember wearing one, which is good because it shows that I'm getting used to it.
Right. Or maybe you weren't wearing one and you just, no, I'm just kidding.
They won't.
Right.
They wouldn't let
they
me
won't
in.
Admit, they won't let you in.
Me in if I didn't have one.
I know. And thank God for that, and thank God for those laws that are enforced store to store. And I'm not jealous about Gristedes because they're fucking incredibly overpriced, Frank. That's what I have to say about Gristedes.
They are.
They're incredibly overpriced. But I say, like the other day, the neighbor's dog jumped on my lap and he was sniffing my crotch and he was wearing a mask. And I thought, there you go. Now that's safe sex. That's
good for him.
Pets,
can you blame him?
No, I can't. He's only human. Okay. I mean, dog.
That's right.
At the end of the day. All right. So we have another exciting show, Mr. Conniff, and this girl is no stranger to me. She's one of my very dear friends. We actually had the pleasure of doing a podcast together, #SuckIt, still on Spotify and all podcast platforms, if you want to check it out. She has been on Crash, Summer of Sam, Samantha Who, Spin City, Blue Bloods, NCIS, The Boys, Aquafina, Shonda Rhimes, Inventing Anna, now on Netflix. She is the author of Jennifer's Way, a health advocate, an activist and dear friend of both me and Mr. Conniff, the lovely Jennifer Esposito, everybody. Jennifer Esposito. And we're zooming her in, and there she is. Jen.
Wait.
Hey, hi.
Hi, it's so good to see you. I'm serious. I miss you so much. It's so good to see you.
How are you?
I'm good. We're just getting used. I was just talking to Frank and we've decided, we're just getting used to this new life.
Frank.
Hey, hi. Good to see you.
Good to see you.
Oh, you brought your friend. Yay.
My friend's here.
Oh, my God.
He hears your voice already. He's like, wait a minute, where is she?
I know. And I like to say this, calm down, Goose. I was just talking about the neighbor's dog that was sniffing my crotch and wearing a mask. Safe sex is what you got to do it, right?
I heard that about your crotch. You got to wear a mask. You're not the only funny one.
I never said I was, bitch. Never said I was. Oh, my God. Okay, so I gave you this very swooning introduction before I brought you up. Jen, where are you now? You didn't hear it. You'll hear it when you listen to the episode. Jen, I know you.
I'll hear it when.
At your eulogy, I'll play the intro to the show. I promise I'll do that. Now, tell me, what have you been doing? I know you've been busy. And I love the fact that, in the beginning of Corona, I think people were stunned with what was going on. And then there was like a moment of regroup, gravitational pull of reality that this is the new normal. And boom, you're working your butt off. Tell us what you're working on. If you don't want to talk about it, you don't have to.
I'm working on growing out my eyebrows. So that's
Same,
really
same here.
Yeah, Frank, you're doing a wonderful job.
Letting it all go. No, you know, I like everyone. I go through a day of like mourning and then fear and then just hi. I love you. And then
Pet
I
therapy.
get charged. You gotta, you know, go for it and move. And so it's you know, it's a daily struggle because if you are someone who is half awake, then you can't help but notice the suffering around you. So, you know, like I said, it's hard, but what is saving me is writing and focusing on a few scripts that I have written, and I'm determined to get a movie that I wrote to screen. So yeah, I've been just charging forward. But
I think
it's not easy.
That's amazing though, and I think that, you know, we've talked to other guests that this is a time. There's so much sorrow and so much pain, and there's so much upheaval and change happening. At the same time, I think people are getting more control about controlling their lives and putting out the content they want to put out. So it's not just waiting for somebody to swoop you up. It's
yeah, no, I didn't wait Corona didn't change that for me, Miss Corona. I realized that a while ago, but didn't do anything about that until, you know, maybe last year, to really say, like, there's no one coming to give you what you believe you deserve. That no one. It's just not happening. It's just not happening. So, you know, so you might as well do what you want to do with your life and stop waiting for anybody to give you anything, because it's just not the way the world works, whether you deserve it or not. It's just not the way the world works. So
that is so look at this. Hello? Frank is showing you his cat. Would there be like a little bit of a fight going on? I want to see this. Oh, you guys, I'm really jealous. I'm the only one that doesn't have a pet. This is terrible.
You don't have a pussy or a dog.
I don't have a pussy. I have a pussy. I just don't have a dog. And I really want a dog. Hi. So, I love this. I could stare at pets all day. In fact,
the only way people ever see Millie, my cat, is on Zoom. If you come to my house, you will never see her.
Never. This guy, he'll jump in your lap.
She hides underneath the bed, but this guy, he's been like my little salvation. He's just pet therapy. Millie is sort of like, I have never met Millie except for on Zoom. She's almost like a celebrity.
Really?
I can only see her on Zoom.
She doesn't come out for just anyone.
She doesn't. No, she's very specific and very fastidious about who she comes out for. But yes, Jen, I agree. I've been trying to stay healthy. I think that there's certain things that we can do. As you know, I've called you in my tear-filled moments about what's going on. I feel like I was talking to Frank about a routine and how necessary having a routine during this time, because I believe that this is going to be the new way of life, and we have to get comfortable with being.
Really? Do you think like this is it?
I think it's going to be I think we're going to be working more remotely, so we just have to like sort of get comfortable with technology and just working from home and wrapping our head. It's not easy for me, even just trying to put this whole Zoom thing together, and not just the Zoom, but I've been doing some technical stuff, and you know how much I hate to do it. I think it's time for us to kind of step up. And I mean, it's one of those things that I'm easily befuddled by, but you know, just kind of
me too.
Wrap our heads around. Frank, what do you think?
And I agree that it's like, you know, this is, but I just can't accept that this is going to be the norm. I
think it will be for a while. I think this whole lockdown thing isn't going away.
Yeah.
anytime soon. We're in New York. We're doing better than a lot of people because we got on it right away, or at least relatively right away. And things are getting better here, but it's gonna be this is the new normal for at least until 2021. I think.
No, I do agree. What I was gonna say is, like, I'm not someone to be around a ton of people. That's not me. I
never was.
No, I'm okay being alone, and I like being by myself. But I have to say, the need to be with people. And oh, now Goose saw the cat. Goose totally saw the cat. He's like, wait, what? But the need to be around people and to just have social interaction is really incredible. Just a little bit I'm getting. It's like, if you really realize how important it is.
It is.
When it, it's
when it's not there, when it's gone, and we have to distance like we do. I had to see my mother. I went up to drop off supplies for my mother, and I couldn't hug my mother, and that was it was the most difficult thing in the world, not to be able to hug my mother. I actually miss hugging people, because I've always been somebody who liked to hug. Even when I saw you, Frank, we always hug, and when I saw Frank, we were like. It's just you miss it.
Yeah, we were waving.
We were like
with our masks on and everything.
It's such a weird thing. I saw people too, and it was like, hey, you don't know what to do.
Yeah.
It's just I really do. I just hope that people. I don't even know, say wake up, because they're awake. They're just choosing to be assholes.
I want my fear of intimacy to go back to being a choice.
Yes.
And not imposed on me.
Amen. That's what I was trying to say before. Like, I want my hatred of people to be my choice.
Yes,
my
exactly.
Choice, right? If I have an adverse reaction to somebody, exactly. But if you want to, it is you never realize how important human contact is. Until it's taken away from you. And we have to obviously maintain these safety measures, and Frank and I, we were talking at the top of the show, just wearing a mask, if you wear it all the time, you actually become used to it,
I'm used to it.
You wear it, you don't realize that you know what I mean? You don't realize.
I'm used to it. Yeah. It's like you go outside, I go walk the dog. I wasn't in Manhattan the whole time, but I've been coming in a little bit. And when I'm here, I have my mask on. There's no alternative. There's no alternative.
Right.
Damn mask on your face.
Put your fucking mask on. Exactly.
Yes, seriously, I can't. I got into it with some girl in the friggin' elevator. I lost it. She said, no mask. It's signs everywhere. Put your mask on when she's in the elevator without a mask.
In an elevator, especially, you're in a confined space. What the hell are you thinking?
No. So when we walked out, I said really loud to the doorman, I said, I think we need bigger signs because people don't know how to read. And then I walked out of the building. She came out after me. She's like, you have something to say, you say to me. I was like, girlfriend. You tapped the wrong bear. I lost it. I lost my shit. And her excuse was, well, I live here. That's the problem. You think you live here on your own.
Well, what are you talking about? You live in a fucking building. How is that you live here? You're affecting so many people. It just doesn't make any sense. That's completely senseless. And I've had a couple of. It doesn't make any sense. I've had a couple of those incidences too. When I walked into the doctor's office, I went to the gyno, and this woman walked in. Everybody was masked up except for this one girl. And I didn't say anything, Jen, but I really wanted to. And I felt like instead of putting me in the position that I have to say something as your patient, you should actually take the initiative to address this, don't put me in a weird position.
Well, that's what this woman said to me. Said, you don't say to my face. I said, I shouldn't have to say this to your face. Like, you're just you're just self-centered. That's what it is. No, I've been into 3 months. I'm not sick. I said, I don't know. No, that are you?
You might make someone else sick.
You might be a carrier.
Yeah.
It was so gross, but that's the problem with half the world or most of the world. It's all about me, and forget all of everybody else. And it's so, it's just I've had it up to here with that mentality. And if you look around, that's why we're in the shit storm we're in.
Exactly.
Because everybody is all about me. It's all about my taxes are better, my money's better, my situation is better. But what we don't realize is that we're all connected, and if we don't stop that mentality, we are going to go down even further, further at this point.
Absolutely. We have to work as a team for efficacy. And I don't think that people really get that. And
they don't.
And it's like Frank.
They want to.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's like Frank, like you said, you could be spreading it around. Like when I got COVID tested, and everybody was asking me, were you feeling sick? And I'm like, no, I don't really have to feel sick, but God forbid I'm a carrier, asymptomatic. And even though I'm using protection, I always mask up and I do the right thing, I would hate to put somebody at risk, you know?
Horrible.
Yeah.
There was just something on the news with a young kid, and I get it, we're all stupid when we're young, but 21 years old, went to one of these parties. He felt fine. He brought the COVID back to his house, and now his father is in ICU. Like, you want that responsibility? It's horrendous.
It's a high price to pay just to be able to hang out at the bar at Applebee's.
Exactly. That's the thing. It's like, how much fun are you actually having? You're not.
Well, Applebee's is pretty fun, Frank. I don't know. Especially when you're drinking. I don't know what you're talking about.
That's true.
Hi, Goosey. So you've been working on you've been working on projects. Now, have you been busy? Because I know that you know, how is the acting industry, the comedy industry? So have you been busy doing a lot of things via Zoom or anything? No.
No. I mean,
not really.
I won an audition like yesterday. They don't know when they're going, but it's like I said, this for me doesn't have anything to do with COVID. The industry was slowing down.
Was flawed
for so many different
to say the
reasons
least
for me. But yeah, I just think that in this day and age, if you are waiting for anything to change, then you're part of the problem. We need to create your own platform, because now you can. There are so many outlets. Create your own world that you want to create. All of it. You have to, because we cannot wait for the powers that be to change it. You know why? Because those motherfuckers at top, they're comfortable. They're good. They don't need us.
Right.
So all this like diversity and that. If it's gonna make someone money and put it in their pocket, great. If it's not, nothing's changing. So we have to change it. We have to be the ones that are gonna change it. And it really, like I said, this didn't come with COVID for me. This has been coming for a long time. When I stopped looking at the world saying, why isn't it different? And looking at myself and say, well, what are you doing?
Right.
It's like, I'm complaining. No, don't stop complaining and do what you know you're capable of. So, and I really think if we as a collective started to do that, it just has no choice but to change.
Right.
Do you know what I'm
I
saying?
think we can multitask. I think we can take control of our own projects and still continue complaining. You don't have to give up one for the other.
Because I really thoroughly enjoy complaining. I'm Greek. It's sort of like in my DNA. I was going to say minus the complaining, which
exactly.
And I'm not very good. Yeah, as you're doing. Plus, I'm not very good at multitasking. It's something that I always, actually, I'm going to be honest that it was like something that was always a pet peeve of mine, but you cannot survive nowadays without multitasking. Okay?
No, you can't.
So
you really can't.
You really got to get with the program and learn how to multitask it, and it's different. Like it's an adjustment as a comic. I was telling you in a conversation that just it was like a form of expression, being able to get up and do stand up and then kind of, it felt like Frank, and I'm sure that you felt this as well with stand-up. It felt like almost like a detox, and there wasn't that, it was always kind of cathartic for me to do stand-up, and it was like a high, really.
Yeah.
It's like a high.
Yeah.
And
well, for me, it was like detox because I was always shaking afterwards. But
you weren't one of these guys, though, Frank. I'm sure you weren't one of these guys that paced back and forth to sort of absorb how well they did because they fucking crushed it on stage. Those guys, they pace back and forth. I need a minute. I need to take this in. But it is. There's definitely a high that you're not. It's like an adrenaline that you're not getting once you're off stage, right. But then you tap into another superpower. And I've been able to, work on projects that I wasn't able to, because to be honest, at first, the thought of not being able to leave the house was terrifying. But now I really enjoy not having to run around and kill myself. It's costly.
Well, you were constantly running around. Like I don't know how you were doing it. You were constantly running around. So
constantly
I'm happy that you're able to be still. No, you were.
And so I was breaking even, Jen. I wasn't even by the time the gas and the tolls and the time. Frank, you were running around. You spent a lot of time on those on the train platform, my friend, riding the rails.
Yeah.
Right? You were.
Yeah, I haven't been on a subway in like probably 3 months now. It's crazy.
Yeah. I can't say I've been on a subway for, I don't know, years. I had one awful experience when I was I think I was I don't know, 21 maybe, and I got stuck in between stops, and it was like one of those days when it was 107 degrees, and it was a packed, I don't even know what happened. I was like, I will never do that again. It was horrifying. Yeah. So I'm good with never going on a subway, but again, you want choices. And the fact that you can't.
You definitely want choices, but at the same time, now that we've been in this situation for a little bit of time, I'm not saying that I'm becoming used to it, because it's still an adjustment, but I'm slowly adapting to it,
That's good.
So I'm slowly adapting
you were running like a crazy person.
A routine. I think working out is very important. I've been very busy with Zoom exercising. And although Frank took me on his regular routine, I went to visit him. All I do is jump around all day teaching classes on Zoom. I take Frank.
Do you really? That's awesome.
He takes me on his walk. It's this fucking labyrinth of stairs. I'm going up and down stairs, and he nearly wasted me. I couldn't even believe it. Frank, I'm not making that shit up. He fucking wasted me. I was like, he was walking so fast. We had this other bitch with us. She couldn't keep up. She said, I'm sitting this one out. And then I realized that I need to try harder. Now, Jen, do you have any tips, in terms of healthy things to eat and avoid in stressful situations in terms of health?
Honestly,
I know you're the food advocate.
Yeah, we can go through a whole bunch of things, but at this point, I hear certain people I gained a few pounds. It's honestly, with everything going on right now, just fucking let yourself be 5 seconds. Yeah. Just let yourself be. There's so many people it's a perfect time to go inward, or it's a perfect time to write, or it's a perfect time to exercise.
Just do whatever.
It's honestly a pandemic. People are dying all around you. It's a perfect time to just sit, just be, just figure out what you can do with service. And again, it comes back to that all about me. What can I do with my time? It's fucking hell. It really drives me insane. It really drives me crazy. It really does.
I
honestly, all I think is listen, you got to just look at what is happening. We've got a major virus attacking everybody.
A revolution.
So think about you gotta think about just sensibly. Do you want to be eating tons of sugar and tons of shit that's going to cause inflammation in your body? Probably not. So you want to stay away from that stuff. Anything that leafy greens and not a lot of sugar and things that are going to help your body with inflammation and God forbid if you were to get this, are you okay? Well, everybody's at stress right now, so exercising is so important. But again, I'm not going to hold anybody up to a certain level of anything at this point. It's like just try and get through the day.
Yeah, just give yourself a break.
Permission. Give yourself permission to just relax. Instead of
just be. If you're not relaxed, that makes sense too. It's a shitty time. People are losing everything. So I think we judge the shit out of ourselves, and I'm saying this although I'm supposed to be finishing something I'm writing, and every day I don't do it, I'm beating the hell out of myself. And I literally said to myself just before, like, okay, if you're not in the headspace to do it, then if you're not doing it, can you just shut up? Like, just shut up. You're taking a day, but we are so built to just like go, 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 go. And it's like, enough. It is hard. I'm putting one out. I'm not interested in doing that right now. And there's a reason. I'm not saying being lazy, but I'm saying that there's 3 different projects happening and I'm trying to do 2 and the one is suffering. It's like literally just chill out.
You're
if
spinning.
You have an off day,
You're,
and you don't want to write, and it is what it is. It is what it is.
You're spinning a lot of plates, and it's true. I've gotten better with that. I must say, I just pay attention to what I kind of want to do for the day, and I stop beating myself up because that I absolutely beat myself up. And if I just want to go for a walk, I'll just go for a walk, and if I want to watch a movie, I'll watch a movie. And if so I'm getting better with that, but this is like years of being conditioned to beat myself up, in a hamster wheel, all of us. So it takes time.
I don't know if you saw on Twitter, like right as the whole pandemic was starting, and a few people wrote that Shakespeare wrote King Lear during a pandemic.
That's right.
And I was like, fuck you. Who gives a shit?
Oh my God, I saw that, Frank. That was so funny, and that didn't. I was like, really? Fuck, man, that's unneeded pressure.
Yeah.
But this is my point. Like, things were put out there like this. Like, it's a perfect opportunity to meditate every day and get in that space and then write a Shakespearean. Go fuck off. Like, just everybody just be what you want to be. Don't inflict your nonsense on someone else. It's just, we've just gotten so out of hand. It's just incredible to me. It really is.
Right. Just relax. And you know what? Once you give yourself permission, then you really can get some work done. Although I did see that, Frank, and it pissed me the fuck off. I was like, what?
Yeah.
Shakespeare? Are you shitting me? Anyway, but we're taking a lot from this experience, though, that we're putting into our work, whether we finish it during this pandemic or after the pandemic, okay? Because so many things have happened that have reshaped our entire existence, so many things that have really touched our hearts. So I think that that's going to have a profound effect, hopefully, on everything.
I just like 3 years from now, when there's a rom-com about the pandemic on the Hallmark Channel, I'm not going to watch it. I'm just going to tell you that right now.
I'm not going to watch it either. I was a little afraid, Frank, of like going to a comedy club where people are wearing masks, no laughter, just eyes of judgment. I'm like, that can't be fun. Maybe I want to rethink. Actually, I don't need judgy fucking eyes staring at me. I need the laughs. But I wonder what that.
I have to say, there are some things going around where I was asked to like put myself on tape for something. They're doing a big movie and it's about the pandemic and COVID. I was like, honestly, if you guys don't get it out by the time this is over, or even if you do, I'm not watching this.
I'm not watching
it
again.
I don't want to relive it. I don't want to know about it. I don't even want to sing happy birthday anymore because I remember the happy birthday to you.
Washing the hands.
Don't kill me. I don't want to know anything about this.
Yeah, let's just take the worst fucking times of our lives and then make a little movie out of it so we can relive it. Fuck off, all right? Seriously. No one wants to fucking relive it. I don't want to see it, okay? It's so true. And I think that everybody's just trying to escape and you know, that's indicative just by some of the movies that are coming out on Netflix. I was telling Frank that I just watched that The Wrong Missy. Have you seen that on Netflix? Everybody's like, you got to watch this movie. The Wrong Missy. It's a comedy.
No. What is that?
It's a funny concept. Frank, I really want you to watch it, and I want you to watch it and let me know what you guys think of it. It's like it could happen to any one of us. Like you know, you have like you meet one girl, and then she had like David Spade's character met two girls named Missy, and he was going away on a trip. He really liked this one Missy, but he texted this complete train wreck Missy, and she's the one that joined him on the trip. And it's really, really, I mean, I don't know what I think of it. I think that it could have been maybe done better. It could have been funnier, but then I might be judging it from a comedic perspective. But the concept was definitely hilarious, and there's some parts that are really funny if you watch it. Just a little something to watch if you, you know, unless you're a glutton for punishment, you want to watch the Jeffrey Epstein documentary.
I watched
that was very uplifting.
Yeah, I watched that.
Yeah, we all watch that, right? Because we're glutton for punishment.
I just literally scream at the TV the whole time. The whole time.
Yeah.
It blows my brain in like 50 different directions.
I mean, me too, Jen. That's all I did. I was just throwing shit. I was screaming at the top of my lungs. I just freaking out. I know, you know, how many fucking blind eyes?
I know. How many blind eyes? Everyone was in the pocket. This is my point. Nothing's changing. When the guys at top stop making the bucks, that's when things will change. Until then, it's not changing. It's just the way it is. So we all have to figure out how to navigate. What we were doing to like escape, seriously, we would watch House Hunters International, and they're all over the world getting houses, or we'd watch like, do you ever see a show called Somebody Feed Phil?
No.
It's the guy who wrote something about Raymond, and it's this sweet show, and he goes over all over the world and like eats with people, and they're talking about the food of the time. It's just lovely and easy, and it was like you're able to travel through watching. And then we started watching another show called The Bureau, which is completely in French, and they're all in Paris, and it's like, okay, I'm not here. I'm over there. You hear a different language. It's just, it's very nice to escape this.
Right.
Yeah, totally.
Escapism is really important, that's for sure. And I think I have to.
Yeah, and people should, you know, we were talking about people giving themselves a break. Like if you want to binge watch the stupidest show on TV, go and binge watch it. Watch it. Go ahead and escape. You know, it's good for you to escape into something silly with all that's going 100%. On right now.
Right, where your brain is just completely turned off. And I think I did that with Mother May I Sleep with Danger, which is the movie that we named the podcast after. It's this horror film about vampires with James Franco and Tori Spelling, and we actually mocked that, and so we called it. But anyway, I actually rented it, which was not so fabulous because it's definitely not worth $3.99. But anyway, it was brain numbing, and for that 1.5 hours, I was able to decompress and relax. So yes, I'm all for
that's good.
The decompression session with just anything that'll unplug. So we're running out of time. This session just keeps going so fast. Jen, I just love you so much, and I miss you so much. You're just working on your work, and is there anything you'd like to promote?
Together for my film. Getting my financing together for my film. I'm determined. Making some changes here and there. I'm doing a bunch of stuff just moving it forward. And then I'm finishing a pilot that I've been writing for a while, and it'll get there. And when it's there, it's there.
When it's there,
trying
it's there,
not to beat myself up. Yeah.
Awesome.
Right. That's what you have to do. And is there anything else that you want to promote at all? Like, I don't know. Like,
yes. Wear your mask and stop being a douchebag. Stop being a self-centered person. And until we all can adapt the fact that we all live here together, things aren't changing.
That's right. Don't be a douchebag. I'm going to echo that sentiment. Please wear your fucking mask. Please don't be a douchebag. And that'll get us just a little bit of compassion and consideration. Frank, anything you'd like? We have less than a minute. I love these very hard exits on the show.
My live movie riffing streaming show that I'm doing is next Tuesday, July 21st at 8 p.m.
Awesome.
Check it out. Follow us on our YouTube channel. Subscribe. We love you. Jen, we love you. Thank you so much for joining us, sweetheart. Mwah.
Take care, Jen.
Bye.
Take care.
Bye.
Bye.